Hi.
Hi guys.
We don't have any microphones today, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're in a new room because the second that we walked in, some guy came in with a vacuum cleaner, so we couldn't really do anything about that.
So, this morning we went to the Oriental Market. Got I'm wearing it upside down. They got like these chocolate pies. And got like this like a little picnic thing we're going to do.
Yeah. So for our class that we've been taking, this is the last event for the semester. So we just need to bring some food. And we had to prepare 2 truths and a lie. So hopefully that goes well.
Hopefully. I haven't thought of any yet, actually.
We'll prepare them.
So currently this is our new setup. Hope you like it. Like,
it's a kind of an awkward position. We have to go like this. Let's lean forward a little bit, but
our knees.
I think it gives an alternative view.
Yeah, we were gonna dress really cute today. It's not like we're not cute, but we're gonna wear like more like spring outfits, but it's raining currently, so we had to compromise for a more cozy look.
We wanted to be comfortable, and I am glad that we dressed comfortably because it's just kind of miserable outside, but it's still very nice, like the smell of rain, and it's still very beautiful, but it's kind of miserable in the sense of like the humidity and
Yesterday was really bad though. Like I walked out of school and I was like soaked. I like my hair was so soaked and everything was horrible. But it's okay. There's always better days, you know.
Okay.
So what do we want to talk about today?
Well, we were talking earlier about how it doesn't matter how mysterious or non-problematic you are, people are still going to talk about you regardless. And we were talking about it because some drama arose with her. Somebody was talking about her, and I'm not going to go into detail about what was talked about, but it just brought about this conversation about how she didn't really do anything wrong, and still she kind of get like the perception of her is just warped regardless.
It's like spent so long like just like work, like minding my own business, working just like on myself, but it's like the perception of you before you like change yourself will always still be in that person's mind, and no matter how much you change, like that's why like first impressions are always very important in my opinion, because that first thing of you is gonna stick with them forever.
Agreed.
You know.
And that's also why I feel like it would not be wise to stay with somebody that you met in high school, not in terms of friendships, because it's so much easier to grow with friends, but in terms of a relationship, I feel like if I dated anybody that I knew in my grade that I graduated with, they would still see me as somebody from like the person that I was in middle school, in high school, up until my senior year. Like I've changed each year so dramatically, but they might not see that. They will just see like the versions of me throughout the years, maybe not the version I am now. So
no, it's like really more like my friends who've been with me like my weird middle school phases, like that part is always gonna be there with them, but yeah, you just have to kind of, I guess, like move on. It's just like it's I like feel like there's 8 billion people on this earth. There's more than that, right?
I feel like it is 8 billion.
I feel like it's a lot more than 8 billion at this point.
Yeah, probably a little bit more.
Like you're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. Like not everybody's gonna like you. I'm like trying to like do it like this. I'm trying to like fix my hair. Like, do I look good? Like, do I not look crazy? Cause I was gonna take a shower this morning, but then I was like, I don't want to do it just for it to get messed up in the rain. So now I'm like, it's guy's kind of strained it, but I'm trying to fix it.
But yeah, that's always difficult because you can protect your peace all you want, but other people are still going to perceive you a certain way, and I think that's always the hard part of like, it's just a hard pill to swallow. Like, you know, there's people out there who have a negative perception of you, but you can't always change everybody's minds about you. You kind of just have to put your best foot forward and focus on yourself and the people that are in your inner circle.
That's like we kind of heard this like a while ago, but it's like we understand each other like more than anybody else would.
That's the guy. Sorry guys,
we're observers.
We just see people.
Yeah, I like to people watch, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, like, cause we want to like maybe study abroad together one day, and it's just like we understand each other's like emotions, and it's like we can connect on a very high level with each other. And just yeah, so that's what's good about it. And what else were you talking about? It's just, were we talking about anything else? We were talking about a lot.
Yeah, the situation.
Yeah, it's like you're allowed to have different opinions from other people, and you don't need to start an argument with them if like this. I feel like this is so like passive aggressive, but it's like you can have an opposite opinion than somebody, and if you don't agree on the same boat, that's perfectly fine. Like, I think I said this in another video. I was like, I'm friends with so many different friend groups, and people who don't like each other in other friend groups that or people that I'm friends with like don't like each other, and I'm like, well, that's your business. Like, I'm friends with both of you. Whatever's like here, like you do figure that out yourself. Like, I'm not gonna stop being friends with either one of you.
Agreed. And I feel like we both have personalities that can match with a lot of other people's. Like, we're not very disagreeable. We're very agreeable people. We're open to experience and we're open to other people. So I think we can tolerate a lot of different personalities. But there are some people that it is a lot harder for them to connect with others that don't think exactly the way they think. So I think we just think very strongly on the topic of like, you can disagree with people and you can have arguments with people, but that doesn't need to ruin your friendship. It doesn't need to define your relationships with others. Like,
no, and it's like then you go through like so many different friendships, and like we said before, like people are gonna perceive you that way, and it's what was I gonna say? Like, I was gonna say later, but like okay, I'll lose if I did it, okay. Like if I disagree with somebody, or it's like they say something they don't agree with me, I'd be like, okay, well, why do you think that? So like I know I'm not gonna immediately jump on the wagon and be like, well, blah 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 blah. Like, this is why you're wrong. Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna sit here and be like, okay, like why do you think that? So we can come to a compromise of like, cause there's one side, then there's the other side, and then there's the truth. So it's like come to the compromise of like that.
Agreed. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are not willing to be open to other people's arguments, and I think that is where they're mistaken, because you can't defend yourself and your argument if you don't understand what the other person is saying. If you want to get to the bottom of what other people think and change the way they think, you can't just selfishly impose your opinion on other people. Like, you need to hear them out, understand why they have that perspective, and then go from there, because you'll never be able to prove a point if you don't see why other people, you know, have their own arguments. Like,
and then again, you're just gonna be that person who starts arguments with people, and then nobody's gonna like you. It's not like you don't have to have everybody like you, but you don't want to be perceived as that one person where people are like, oh yeah, no, like, don't be friends with her, like she's just really problematic and stuff. Like, you don't want that.
And like most of the time, if I disagree with somebody, I'll be like, okay, all right,
Okay,
that's fine. You can think that.
moving on.
Because a lot of the times other people don't necessarily want to be convinced of an alternative opinion. You know, like if somebody doesn't want to hear me out, if they don't ask for my opinion on something, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, like I think differently from you, but that's fine. You can continue thinking that way. And if they are truly open to hearing what I have to say, then sure, like I'll give them my honest opinion about it. But most people, their opinions are like, they're very rigid. Like they're not open. They're not open to other people.
So that's that topic. What else were we talking about? Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Just because somebody's doing something or going somewhere doesn't always
Just have to laugh.
doesn't always mean that they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Not everything in life is about relationships or other like sexual stuff, and you just want to go out somewhere and have fun. It's not always gonna end up inappropriate, you know.
Yeah. And I think I've had so many people tell me that they're surprised by my personality after meeting me because they judge the exterior. And that's like, I can't necessarily be upset with other people because that's kind of what they're, you know, that's just what people do. They'll see another person and they'll make a judgment about their character based off of the way they dress, the way they act. But it is very upsetting when people try to tell me that they're surprised by like my intelligence or my humor or like my ability to have a conversation after seeing me. It's like, what did that tell? Like, that is when it starts to get upsetting. You know what I mean? Like, oh, if you thought I was a bitch, that's fine. But if you thought I was stupid, that's another thing. That's another thing.
That's another thing. And I feel like I feel like we always make sure to put an effort of ourselves before others. And even just like, even though we were like, oh, we're not gonna wear this other stuff, we're gonna just wear something. Yeah. We were like, we're just gonna wear something cozy today. We still made an effort to look nice.
Yeah, like it's not sweatpants and pajamas.
No, I think I said this before. I only own 2 sweatpants. One it's too small. The other one aren't even mine. So I have no choice but to wear jeans.
We talk about that a lot. Because it's like, we just...
It's our favorite topic.
Yeah, it is our favorite topic.
Like, I saw this one reel of this one lady. Like, I love watching the reels where it's like, things I wish I knew at 21 instead of like 50 something. And one of them was like, one of them.
I'm sick. I'm weak.
I'm nervous. Okay. She was like, make sure to always make an effort if you're going anywhere. Like, make sure you're dressed nice, because the better you feel, the better that you'll do. So like, if I showed up to school in like pajama pants or something, or it's like greasy hair, I wouldn't do my best. I'd probably be in a bad mood the whole day, and I'd probably be very tired. Maybe fall asleep in class.
And I think it's important that and I feel like the reason that you, or like both of us, are able to stay motivated when we put efforts into like our appearance and like how we present ourselves, I think the reason for that is because like you could argue that like, oh, we care about perception, and that is one thing, but it's another thing entirely that like that is something we have control over, and like the things we have control over that we can pick and choose, like I think that's important. Like, we're exercising control over our appearance, and so we can kind of write our own narrative in that way. Like, oh, that's the girl that dresses like this. She's the girl that's always smelling good. Or, you know what I mean? I think that's positive too.
You don't want to be that person where people are like, oh yeah, no, like her breath really stinks, or it's like most last time she's always wearing, you know. And I get it if you aren't able to like do that stuff, But if you aren't able to do that stuff and you just choose not to, then that's like a...
You're honestly hurting yourself more than you're helping yourself. Not in terms of like other people, but like you will be so much more mentally like calm and stable if you show up as the best version of yourself every single day.
And another thing, I was like, fall in love with being a beginner. You know, we're the beginners in this one class that we're taking, literally right off the bat. But we sit here and we study. We sit here having a literal podcast that we don't know if it's gonna go anywhere. It couldn't. We don't mind.
We don't care. We
It's
just like having it.
It's just because we just like to talk and we like to yap. But yeah, no, we're completely beginners, and we're falling in love with coming here every Saturday, putting our foot forward, and taking another step into like, cause soon we're gonna look, cause you can't become advanced without being a beginner. That's something that I really had to, cause growing up I was either like, I'm either good at this my first try or I'm not.
That's sort of the way that I was. Like, I remember my whole life like thinking, oh, well, I'm just not good at sports. But like truthfully, I just didn't have the confidence instilled within me by the people around me. Like, oh, you can do sports. And also like I didn't have like the motivation because I was like, I know I'm not gonna be good at it on my first try. But that was my mistake. I was thinking, oh, it's a bad thing.
Because was LeBron James good at basketball on his first try? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not, but he didn't quit. Was I good at the flute on my first try? No, it took me weeks to even get a note out. But I still came to school every day, and I, made an effort, and I had fun. And I'm a marching band. She was a marching band. And having the best time of her life, and I even might pursue it still in college. You never know.
And I feel like a lot of people, as we get older, the beginner stage starts to have a negative connotation, when truthfully, like, it's not a bad thing to be a beginner. I know that when we were kids, we were beginners at a lot of things, so it's a lot more normal to associate the beginning with our youth. But it's not a bad thing to be an adult and learning something new. In our class, we have like a lot of adults learning Korean. There's so many people.
There's like this old couple.
Yeah.
So cute. So cute.
And this one woman who, she said last week that she could hire a translator for us if we needed it. Because apparently we're just too much of a low level.
But then not even 3 minutes earlier, she was like talking about how embarrassed she should be because of how long she's been studying and how not good she is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, she's making fun of us for being beginners when she's still a beginner.
It's like around the room.
Yeah. Anyways, guys.
She was so mad about that last week.
Like, don't underestimate us. Like,
oh, like, I remember she said that. Like, I looked at her and she just looked at me.
It was just like, are you kidding me?
That still makes me giggle.
Because so we like turned to her, we were like, oh, like asking her a little question. And immediately she's like, oh, like trying to ask the teacher. And it, like, basically, I don't know if she caught on to this, but like, it is embarrassing. Like, she was basically pointing to us and saying, hey, these guys are beginners, they're incompetent. But like,
and it's like, we could have been like, okay, no, that's it, and then we could have never showed up again because we were so humiliated. But here we are the next week, ready to like do this again. We were like having like the teacher like had us do like a partner project, and she was like we had to talk back and forth, and like she was my partner, and okay, we're on the same level. You're a girl, you're on the same level as me.
Exactly. And it's like, for us, like, I don't know about you, but like, I don't know a lot of vocabulary yet or grammar, but in terms of pronunciation, you give me something to pronounce, it's done. Fine.
Chuseyo. Chowayo. It's funny.
Yeah, well, I don't chowayo her.
Ooh. Mic drop. And it's so funny. I love that there's like this one lady in our class that she's like, write bigger.
She's this little old lady. She's like, write bigger. Speak up.
What does that mean? Why is it E instead of G? Oh, she's so cute. I love her.
Yeah, that's like, See, from when it's coming from her, like, it doesn't feel as, like, toxic. I'm just like,
because
whatever.
she's probably more of a beginning than both of us combined.
Exactly. And then, but with this other lady, it's like, she's trying to act pretentious when she has no place to act pretentious.
And it's like her daughter's studying abroad in Korea, and that's why she's taking this too. But I think she's been taking it for a while too. So it's like,
That's the tea.
what's going on?
So at this picnic, what's gonna happen? We don't know what's gonna happen at this picnic.
But if I leave with blood on my face, I'm not gonna leave with blood on my face. It's fine, guys. But it's
honestly, if they put us in a circle, I'm actually. It's okay, guys.
if they put us in a circle, oh goodness, no.
We could always just
Skip.
We could always skip, or we could just be like, we're extremely beginner. We're like extreme beginners, so like.
Yeah, and fall in love with being a beginner, like.
Yeah, like we honestly, I think owning being a beginner is so much better because like.
And instead of being cocky and being like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, I got this, and then completely messing up.
Yeah, like I'm gonna just be like, I'm a beginner, so like if I felt this. Sorry, guys.
Or it's be like, can anybody like help me? Like, even so, it's like, can we like come back to me? You know. And it's just like there's nothing wrong with asking for help. That's a big thing. It's like there's nothing wrong with asking for help. And I know a lot of kids at school will always be like, I'm not gonna ask for help because then I just look stupid. Well, you're gonna be stupid if you don't ask for help.
You're gonna be stupid.
So like, there's nothing wrong with asking for help at all. Like, have like, yeah.
Yeah. Also, like, be curious. Like, always ask questions and like always try to like get to the bottom of things. Like, if you actually have a question, like, speak up about it. Like I think some kids in class like will not raise their hands because they don't want to be seen as like, oh, like I don't want to be, you know. I mean, that was kind of me last week when I was pointing to the clock because I was like, clock. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, no. And I was like, you asked, and I was.
And then what is it? What's the word for it? Shige?
Okay.
I think that's the vocabulary word I know, guys.
Like she was like, ask for a clock. And I'm like, you asked for a clock. That's your question. She's like,
Yeah,
like,
I'm a little shy. But no, but like honestly, if you do have like a question, you should raise your hand. Even though.
Well, between you and me, I'm definitely much more like extroverted.
You're a little bit more extroverted than me.
We're both extroverted, but you have much more of like a softer type like voice when it comes to like voice and stuff. You have a much more softer voice. Like I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like when I talk, I'm very like, and she's very like it's like very calming, you know, like an audiobook.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
she has very much like an audiobook type voice. You know, and I feel like I don't know. I'm very much more like loud, and I'm not. I don't know.
You have a very, like, I can't even say flirty voice. It's more just like bright. You have a bright voice. That's how I would describe it. And like, obviously, at times it can be very, really cute, cutesy, but like, not. I don't know how to say.
Yeah, but I feel like it kind of depends who I'm with, because like sometimes in class, like I'm very quiet. Sometimes I realize I'm not as quiet as I am. Sometimes I think I'm very loud, but sometimes when I talk, like people are like, you're so quiet, and I'm like.
See, that's another thing. Like when people are like my whole life, people perceive me as quiet and like shy, but like that was just like whenever I was little. But like I feel like that I like internalized that my whole life. So like now I think I'm super shy, but I'm not shy. Like I talk to so many people, but I feel like people see somebody that's quiet and they're like, oh, they're shy. They can't do anything. Like they're just introverted.
It's like Sensei would take his like remote and his assistant would turn to me and be like, can you talk a little louder? And I'll sit here, I'm like I'd be like, oh, I thought I was talking pretty loud. And he's like, oh, you are so quiet. And I'm just like, I don't think I'm quiet. Like, if I'm like out in public or I'm with friends, like I'm probably annoyingly loud. You know, you need to like turn down.
But like in a professional setting, I feel like both of us try our best to act professional because we just are situationally aware. We want to be the student that's sitting, you know, sitting in their seat, working quietly. Like we don't want to disrupt the class. And when we answer a question, I feel like
It's illogical.
What?
It's logical.
Yeah, like we're always very, like I feel like we're very calculated. So like when we raise our hand, like at least for me, like when I raise my hand, like I know that answer. Like I'm confident about that answer. And I know there's no stupid questions for the most part, but I usually like to be confident when I raise my hand, like, oh, this, I got it, you know?
Yeah, or it's like if I go to ask something, like, it's common sense, not like if you're gonna ask something and it's like common sense, that's when it's kind of like, okay, like, I'm proud of you for answering it, but it's like right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Like some of these people will like ask questions in our class, and I'm like, they explained it. It's in the book. Or like it's not even in the book, and it's just like common sense. Like
yeah, and you just gotta sit there and you're like, okay.
And you're like, right?
Like, okay. Do you wanna? What time is it? No, we have time.
Yeah, we should probably like, okay, so if it's at 11, at like 10:40, we should try to like prepare our sentences, like make sure they're good. Sorry guys, we're
well, it's 25 now, and it literally says 25 on the screen, so I feel like that's how I'm gonna calculate the time. Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think I have anything.
Ooh, what about I was watching a documentary, and it was like it's like how to live to 100, or it's like just like how to live a long, healthy life. And this one guy went to Okinawa, Japan, and there was this one like 103-year-old lady, and she was like, don't ever be angry. Don't ever be angry. And like when she said that, I really like realized how many people are always angry, you know?
And put so much stress on your body when your nervous system is
Was I silent or was I silenced? My
phone storage was full.
Oh. Okay, what were you saying? Something.
Oh yeah, like anxiety and anger can put so much stress on your body, and obviously, you can't always control your anxiety and other mental illnesses. But I feel like with anger is a lot about choosing your reactions wisely and allowing yourself to, like, it's a big control thing. Like, believe me, I'm angry all the time. Not all the time, but like I could be angry all the time, but I choose not to be because I don't want to live my life that way in a constant state of like anger and bitterness.
Anger and stress is like when your body's in that type of state, it's in a defense mechanism, and it's healthy, but for a short amount of time. So when you're like your body's like if it's in anger and stress, your body's like protecting you. Sometimes that's why it can get like inflamed. But once you're constantly for like a long period of time, that's when it comes negative effects, and that's when your body like it doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, and there's like so much tension like built up. But yeah, I can see why that would make you live longer though. Is like
when you're calm and you're zen.
When you're zen.
That's why when I move out, I know I said how much I would love to live in like a city, but remembering that is like, I'm just like, okay, I think I need to live in like nature.
Yes, because like I feel like nature is so grounding, and it makes you, or at least for me, like in my experience, it just kind of makes other things melt away. It makes me have like more focus. I see the bigger picture whenever I'm in nature, because I realize that like we're so lucky to be where we are and who we are, and we could be anything else in this world. We could be an ant, but
no, I'm here and talking to you guys. But maybe like live near a city, but I'm not gonna live like in the city.
Agreed. I like where we live now, or at least like
where I live.
Yeah, where you live is good. You have like nice nature around you. Like I have a really pretty big property, so like I have lots of woods and whatnot. But like we also live near a lot of parks, and I don't know.
We need to go on walks.
We do need to.
I have to get learning how to drive. I gotta learn how to drive soon. Well, I'm driving, but I need to drive.
Okay.
Gotta learn how to drive like her. Cause she whipped into this parking on the way here. I was like, okay, like she did that.
Into the parking spot?
Like, before we were like in front of the library.
Oh really?
Like when you, like, cause we thought this one parking lot was free. She whipped that over. I was like,
I got it in the spot though.
Yeah, she did it perfectly. She did that. She did that.
I feel like when I'm in the car with you too, like, I feel like when I'm alone, it's different. But when I'm with you, I'm always like,
Yeah,
I'm whooping it.
I'm just like a little test dummy, just like, I'm like,
She's like,
she'd be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm probably not better than you. Probably no better.
because I feel like as a driver, you can anticipate it. But like the person that's like in the back seat or like in the passenger seat, they're just going like this.
I'm a passenger princess. And I'm like, okay. Anything else?
I'm trying to think.
I don't know, maybe it's like, even if you're not confident in yourself sometimes, like, you don't realize how many people, like, would have a crush on you. Real.
Because we have a lot of secret admirers in this world. And yeah.
Come out the blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even if you're like, because so many people will be like, I don't really like to say that people are ugly. I'll say that. I don't like to call them. like if someone, if it's just a stranger and someone's like, oh my god, they're so ugly. I'm like, can you not? Like,
Yeah.
I like to say, I'm like, they're not your type.
Yes.
Because that person's probably going to be somebody else's type. But they might not be your type.
Agreed.
So it's like, maybe I'm not my own type, but I'm definitely some other people's types.
I agree with that. Like, I can't be with somebody that's the same as me, because I don't think I'd be my type.
Like, so I can barely even handle myself sometimes. Like, but yeah.
Like, I could be with somebody that's like I definitely want to be with somebody that's calm. Like, I'm a calm person, but like I also want another calm person. Like, I'm not saying I want somebody that's like super like angry.
I feel like a big thing for me is the person. It has to be a morning person. Because we're both morning people.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a loud morning person. I'm a very quiet morning person. Like, when you think of a morning person, you think of like someone who hops out of bed straight away and is like loud and energetic. Me, I lie in bed and like after I get up for like, I don't get up a couple minutes later and I stretch, you know, and I'm quiet.
Yeah, I'm very slow to rise, and like I can't. If you woke me up and told me to drive somewhere or have a conversation, I wouldn't be in a good place. But like after an hour of like eating my breakfast and like going through my morning rituals, it's a lot easier to like start my day. I can just like, you know.
Like, I don't mind, like, cause that's why if I get ready for things in the morning, like, she comes get me at 9, I wake up at 7, you know?
Yeah, I always give myself 2 hours because I'm so slow too.
Anyway, I texted her this morning and like she texted me back right away. I was like 7 something, and she'd be like, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna. And she texted me right back, and I was like, okay, that's good.
She's awake.
Yeah, she's awake. She's good. But I feel like even the people who are like, they hop straight out of bed and they walk around the house. That's why I feel like that pisses me off. Not like makes me mad, but it's like you don't need to be doing all that.
Honestly, I feel like in the morning we should just like relax, be slow to rise, and then your energy should be spent like in your afternoons and like throughout your evening.
And I feel like if you're gonna, like, you don't even need to talk in the morning. Like, you can just sit there in silence, you know? Silence is like the best remedy, I would feel like sometimes, you know?
You can reflect, you can just sit there in your own thoughts.
Yeah, like when it comes to friends stuff, like you don't always need to go everywhere. Like you could literally just sit in your room and like do nothing, you know?
I love doing nothing. Like doing nothing in particular.
Yeah.
You hear that? Yeah. Okay.
We're not going crazy.
Guys, they're screaming and
Sound like baby. I'm gonna try out that the coffee place.
me too. Maybe we should get coffee. That sounds good. We should go get coffee.
Do you want to get coffee?
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Same
Bye.
time, same place next week.
We love you.
Love you. Guys, okay, so, and he made like a drink on accident. So then he gave it to, like, he was like, if any of you guys want it, you can take it. So this is a dragon fruit matcha, and I got it for free. I got it for free.